You know what the American dream really is. It's that little bedtime story they whisper into your ears while they reach into your pockets and steal your wallet. The American dream! It sounds so cute, doesn't it? Like a little patriotic lullaby. But here's the kicker, you gotta be asleep to believe it! They tell you, work hard, play by the rules, and you can be anything you want to be. Really, anything. Then why do I see so many people working 3 jobs just to afford a cheeseburger and an expired gallon of milk? Where's their American dream? Oh, right, it's on layaway at Walmart next to the 4.99 mattress. The American dream is like one of those claw machines at the arcade. You keep putting your quarters in, hoping to grab that shiny toy. And just when you think you've got it, the claw loosens and drops it. That's America, baby rigged games, shiny promises, and a machine that only takes your money. And don't get me started on the land of opportunity. Opportunity for Bo, H-O, for billionaires! They get opportunities. You get opportunities too, the opportunity to drown in debt, the opportunity to fight over expired coupons, the opportunity to live paycheck to paycheck while billionaires collect yachts like their Pokémon cards. The American dream is like ordering a steak dinner and being handed a Bologna sandwich. And when you complain, they say, well, hey, at least it's American Bologna. You ever notice how they keep calling it the American dream? Like it's some magical fairy tale, this shimmering, golden thing you're supposed to chase your whole life. The American dream sounds good, doesn't it? It rolls off the tongue like a fresh slice of apple pie with a flag stuck in it. But let me tell you something, it's not a dream, it's a goddamn con job. That's right, the American dream is the greatest scam ever sold. And the best part is, people line up to buy it like it's a clearance sale at Walmart. Everyone wants their little piece of the dream, don't they? But guess what? It's a dream. You gotta be asleep to believe it. And most people are in a permanent coma, drooling on their pillows, while the same people who sold them the dream are robbing them blind. They tell you, work hard, play by the rules, and you'll get ahead. Oh yeah, really, what rules? You mean the ones they wrote, then rewrote, then bent, then broke, and then burned in a dumpster fire so they could make new ones that only benefit the rich? Those rules. Yeah, great plan. The harder you work, the further behind you get. They love that. They sit back and watch you work yourself into the ground while they sip martinis on their yachts, congratulating themselves on how much you believe in that dream. It's the biggest hustle in history. The American dream is like a used car with a shiny paint job. They roll it out onto the lot, polish it up real nice, tell you it's got low mileage and just one owner, and when you buy it, you find out it's got no engine, 4 flat tires, and a family of raccoons living in the trunk. But don't worry, it's certified American, buddy! You should be proud to own that piece of crap. You wave your little flag, sing the anthem, and pretend the car isn't falling apart while you push it uphill for the next 40 years. That's the dream. And you know what makes the con work? Hope. Hope is the fuel that keeps this scam running. They pump people full of hope like it's a goddamn drug. Keep working, keep grinding. Someday your chance will come. Someday, not today, not tomorrow, but someday. And people buy into it. They think if they just keep pushing, one day they'll hit the jackpot. But jackpots are for casinos, and casinos are rigged too. The house always wins. And in America, the house is Wall Street. The corporations, the billionaires, they own the dream. They invented it. And they sure as hell aren't sharing it with you. They say America is the land of opportunity. Sure it is. If you're already rich, you've got opportunity dripping out of your ears. You've got opportunities to hide your money in offshore accounts, opportunities to bribe politicians, opportunities to build your 5th vacation home in Aspen. But for everyone else, your opportunity is the chance to drown in debt, the chance to be exploited, the chance to be laid off on a Friday afternoon after dedicating 20 years to a company that replaces you with a robot. That's your golden ticket. The only dream most Americans get is a discount coupon and a free coffee refill at Denny's. You ever hear them say, America is the land where anyone can make it if they try hard enough? That's the con right there. That's the pitch. And people eat it up because nobody wants to admit the truth. It's not about trying hard, it's about being born in the right zip code. You start life with rich parents, private schools, trust funds, and connections. You're already halfway to the dream before you even learn how to wipe your ass. But if you're born poor, forget it. You're not chasing the dream, you're chasing the buzz. And you're probably late for work at one of those dead-end jobs that barely pays for your rent and ramen noodles. That's the scam. They even slap the dream on everything like it's a brand. The American dream home, the American dream car, the American dream family. And all of it comes with a price tag. Interest rates and hidden fees. You want the dream? Better sign here, pay here, bleed here. They'll sell you a 30-year mortgage and call it freedom. They'll sell you student loans and call it opportunity. They'll sell you credit cards and call it prosperity. Meanwhile, you're shackled in debt like a medieval serf, except instead of chains, it's credit scores and collection calls. But hey, you're living the dream, right? Wave that flag, buddy. And here's the part that really burns. People defend this scam. They get angry if you point it out. They say, no, don't you dare talk bad about the dream. My grandparents came here chasing that dream. Yeah, well, your grandparents probably came here when the dream was still renting out cheap rooms. Now it's moved into a gated mansion with security cameras, and you're not even allowed past the front gate. But you keep believing. That's the genius of the con. They don't even have to force you to believe it. You defend it yourself. You become the security guard for your own prison. They give you just enough to keep you hooked. A tax refund check, a promotion, a 2% raise, a participation trophy. Just enough to trick you into thinking progress is happening. But it's not progress, it's a treadmill. You're running, sweating, panting, and you're still in the same spot while they crank up the speed. They laugh and say, look at him go, chasing his dream. And when you finally collapse, exhausted and broke, they tell you it's your fault. You didn't work hard enough. You didn't hustle. You didn't grind. Yeah, right. Like anyone's going to out-hustle Jeff Bezos. And politicians love the dream. Oh, they love it. They trot it out every election like it's Santa Claus. Vote for me, I'll restore the American dream. Restore it. Where the hell did it go? Did somebody misplace it in the couch cushions? They wave it around, make you believe it's just around the corner. But the corner keeps moving. It's like chasing the horizon. You'll never get there. But damn if you don't keep running. That's the genius of the con. It's not just a lie, it's a moving lie. Always shifting, always out of reach, but never too far to give up on. And the rich, they laugh at you. They know the dream is fake. They don't believe in it. They don't need to. They live in reality, and their reality is yachts, private jets, and tax loopholes big enough to drive a limousine through. They sit in their country clubs, sipping overpriced wine and laughing at the peasants who still believe hard work will get them somewhere. Hard work. The only people who believe in hard work are the ones doing it, and they're the ones who get screwed. The people at the top don't work hard. They don't work at all. They own. They inherit. They collect. You don't need a dream when you've got a deed, a trust fund, and a senator in your pocket. The American dream isn't about freedom. It's about control. Keep people busy chasing something they'll never catch, and they won't notice who's holding the leash. You're running after the dream like a dog chasing a stick, and the stick is tied to your own damn collar. Every time you jump, it moves just a little further away. And you keep jumping because you don't want to admit you've been played. Nobody likes to admit they've been conned. So you keep jumping, keep running, keep believing, and the whole time the con artists are cashing in. You know who the American dream really favors? The rich, the wealthy, the ones already swimming in money like Scrooge McDuck. They're the ones who actually get to dream, while everyone else is stuck in a nightmare. The American dream isn't about everyone having a shot. It's about the rich getting a bigger slice of the pie and the rest of us fighting over the crumbs that fall on the floor. And half the time, those crumbs aren't even real crumbs. They're imaginary crumbs. Just pictures of crumbs and advertisements that trick you into buying crap you can't afford. The rich, oh, they love the dream. They invented it. They're the landlords of the dream. They own it, they rent it out to you at a high interest rate, and when you can't keep up with the payments, they repossess it and sell it to the next sucker in line. It's not the American dream. It's the rich man's rental program. And guess what? The rent always goes up. You think a billionaire ever lays awake at night worrying about rent? You think Elon Musk is pacing the floor wondering if he can cover his electric bill this month? Hell no. He probably doesn't even know what an electric bill looks like. These people live on a different planet. But they want you to believe you're in the same game. Work hard and you can be just like me. Just like them, please. The only way you're going to be like them is if you hit the genetic lottery and pop out of the woman to the right family. If you're born into wealth, you don't have to chase the dream. You wake up in it. It's delivered to you in a silk crib with a silver spoon and a trust fund bigger than the GDP of half the countries on Earth. The whole system is built to protect the wealthy. You think those tax laws are written for you. You think the government sits around drafting legislation to make sure you save $50 on your W-2. No, those tax codes are written by and for the rich. They've got accountants who can turn water into wine, debt into assets, and yachts into tax deductions. They could buy 3 mansions and write them off as office expenses. You buy a second-hand couch from Craigslist, and the IRS is breathing down your neck. That's the balance of power. And don't even get me started on inheritance. That's the biggest scam of them all. Rich people don't just stay rich, they multiply. Money reproduces faster than rabbits. They don't work for it, they inherit it. You think Paris Hilton worked hard. You think some Wall Street trust fund baby who's never lifted a finger a day in his life deserves to be worth $500 million while a nurse working 60 hours a week can barely afford groceries? Of course not. But that's how the game works. The rich keep stacking the deck, and the rest of us are playing Go Fish while they're dealing from a loaded blackjack table. The American dream favors the wealthy so much, it practically has their faces printed on it. The rest of us, we're not players in the dream. We're the audience. We're extras. We're the cheering section that makes them feel good about how hard they worked. They want you to clap for their success. Look, he made it. He's living the dream. Yeah, he's living it. All right, on your back, off your labor with your money. The wealthy are like magicians. They make you believe they pulled success out of a hat, but all they did was reach into your wallet. The dream works like this. The wealthy dangle the fantasy in front of your face, and you keep chasing it, thinking one day you'll be like them, but you won't. You won't even get close. The ladder to success is missing half the rungs, and the ones that are still there are greased with corporate oil. And the top of the ladder, it's roped off with velvet ropes and guarded by billionaires in tuxedos who smile down at you while sipping champagne. They don't want you up there. They just want you climbing, sweating, breaking your back, believing that if you just work hard enough, you'll get invited to the party. Spoiler alert, you're not invited. You're the entertainment. Look at politics. That's the playground of the wealthy. You think politicians care about your problems. They don't give a damn about your rent, your medical bills, your student loans. They're too busy cashing checks from corporations and lobbyists. The American dream favors the wealthy because they own the referees. They bought the rule book, rewrote the rules, and paid off the umpires. And you're surprised the game isn't fair. Wake up! The game isn't rigged. It's fixed. It's been fixed from the start. The wealthy even convince you to fight for them. That's the beauty of the scam. They've got half the population convinced that billionaires are job creators. Job creators? Yeah. They create jobs. All right, minimum wage jobs with no benefits, no security, and no future. Jobs that barely pay enough to keep you alive, but just enough so you don't storm their mansions with pitchforks. They dangle a paycheck in front of you and say, see, look how generous we are. We gave you work. They didn't give you work. They bought your time, your sweat, your energy, your life, and they gave you pennies on the dollar while they pocket the profits. That's not generosity, that's theft with a benefits package. The dream favors the wealthy in every way. Healthcare. They've got the best doctors on speed dial. You've got WebMD and an aspirin. Education. They've got Ivy League universities with their names carved on the libraries. You've got student loans and overcrowded classrooms. Housing. They've got mansions with heated driveways. You've got a 1-bedroom apartment where the landlord won't fix the leaky faucet. Justice. Don't even get me started. The rich can literally commit crimes in broad daylight and they walk free. You steal a loaf of bread, you're doing time. They steal billions and they get a bailout, and they love rubbing it in your face. They flaunt their wealth on TV, on Instagram, on the covers of magazines. Look at me! I'm living the dream! Meanwhile, you're scrolling through your feed on a cracked phone, eating cold leftovers, wondering if you'll ever be able to afford a vacation. And the crazy thing is, some people defend them. They say, don't be jealous, they earned it. Earned it. The only thing they earned was being born lucky. They didn't earn squat. They inherited it, exploited it, manipulated it, and stole it. But they've got you convinced it's your fault you're not rich. That's the beauty of the con. And here's the sickest part: the wealthy sell you the dream, and then they sell you the tools to chase it. They sell you credit cards, loans, mortgages, degrees, self-help books, motivational seminars, all promising to bring you closer to the dream. But every step you take just drags you deeper into debt, deeper into dependence, deeper into servitude. They're not selling you the dream. They're selling you the shovel you'll use to dig your own financial grave. And you thank them for it. You say, thank you, sir. May I have another? That's how deep the con goes. The American dream favors the wealthy because it was designed by them for them. They don't want equality. They don't want fairness. They want distance. They want to be up here, looking down at you, reminding you every day how much better they are, how much more they have, how much you'll never touch. The dream is a carrot on a stick, and the stick is held by billionaires. And no matter how fast you run, no matter how hard you work, the carrot never gets closer because it's not supposed to. The whole point of the dream is to keep you running while they ride comfortably on your back. The American dream is supposed to be this big, fair game. That's the way they sell it to you, a game anyone can play, anyone can win. All you got to do is step right up, buy a ticket, and put in the work. But the truth is, it's not a fair game at all. It's rigged. Rigged from the start. Rigged so bad you'd have a better chance of winning a carnival prize by throwing a ping pong ball into one of those little fish balls. Except in this case, the fish balls are glued upside down to the table. You're not supposed to win. That's the whole point. The game is there to keep you playing, not to let you win. You know what the American dream really is? It's one of those claw machines you see at the arcade. You know the ones I'm talking about. You put your quarters in, you see that shiny prize inside, you move the claw around, and you think, this time I've got it. The claw goes down, it picks up the prize, it lifts it up, and just when you think you're about to win, boom, the claw loosens its grip and drops the prize right back where it started. And what do? You put in another quarter, and another, and another. That's the American dream. They make you think you're this close to winning, but the machine is rigged so you never do. And the sickest part, the guys who own the machine are standing there laughing, counting your quarters and telling you to keep trying. They rig the game so that every possible outcome benefits them, not you. You go to school, you follow the rules, you study hard, you do what they tell you. They say, get a good education, it's your ticket to the dream. So you go. You pay tens of thousands of dollars for a degree. You bury yourself in debt before you've even started your adult life. And when you graduate, what do they give you? A diploma and a bill. And then you can't even get a job that pays enough to cover your student loans. That's not a game. That's entrapment. That's not opportunity. That's debt slavery dressed up in a cap and gown. And jobs don't even start. They tell you, work hard, climb the ladder, and you'll get ahead. But what ladder? The ladder's missing half the steps, and the ones that are there are covered in grace. You climb and climb, your hands slip, your feet slip, you bust your ass, and then someone born rich just gets lifted right to the top in a goddamn elevator. You're sweating on the ladder, and they're sipping champagne at the top, looking down at you like you're entertainment. The game isn't about who works hardest. If it was, janitors would be billionaires. No, the game is about who starts with the most chips, and surprise, spoiler alert, it's not you. And the claw machine of life doesn't just cheat you once. It cheats you every step of the way. You try to buy a house. Good luck. The bank will give a billionaire a loan the size of Texas with no questions asked. But you ask for a mortgage, and they want your entire financial history, your blood type, your firstborn child, and maybe a DNA sample just to approve it. And then they saddle you with 30 years of interest so you can pay for that house 3 times over. Oh, and if you miss a payment, just one, they'll come take it back and resell it to someone else. The game is rigged so the house always wins. Literally. Healthcare, same scam. The game says, don't worry, you've got insurance. You're covered. And then the first time you actually need it, you find out the insurance company is another claw machine. You put your premiums in month after month, year after year. And when you finally go to collect your prize, they say, sorry, that's not covered. You think you've grabbed the stuffed animal, and they yank it right out of the claw before you can drop it in the bin. And if you don't pay up, they bankrupt you. They bankrupt sick people in the richest country on earth. That's not a game. That's robbery with paperwork. And you know who really laughs at this whole thing? The people at the top. The ones who own the machines. They know it's rigged. They don't care. In fact, they're the ones who built the damn machines. They've got armies of lobbyists and lawyers making sure the rules are written in their favor. They bribe politicians to keep the laws bent their way. They buy up the referees, the judges, the umpires. Hell, they bought the whole goddamn stadium. You're not playing in a fair contest. You're a mark in their casino. And in a casino, the house always wins. Always. And the politicians, they're like the carnival barkers. They stand there yelling, step right up, play the game. Anyone can win. All you need is a little hope and a lot of hard work. And people line up, they hand over their quarters. They play the claw machine of life, and they lose. Again and again and again. And the barkers just keep shouting, try again, don't give up. Next time you'll win. Meanwhile, The politicians take a cut of the quarters and split it with the rich guys who own the machines. That's not democracy. That's organized theft with a smile. And people fall for it, generation after generation. Parents tell their kids the same lie. Work hard, play by the rules. You can be anything you want to be. No, you can't. You can be whatever the people who own the machine will let you be. If they want cheap labor, you'll be cheap labor. If they want debt slaves, you'll be debt slaves. If they want soldiers to fight their wars, you'll be soldiers. But you're not going to be the owner of the machine, because that position has already been filled for the next 10 generations by the families who already run the show. The Rockefellers, the Waltons, the Kochs, they own the damn arcade, and you're just there to keep the lights on and the beauty of it, the thing that makes it so genius. They don't even have to hide it. They flaunt it right in your face. They show you the yachts, the mansions, the private jets. They televise their lifestyles on shows about the rich and famous, and you eat it up. You watch it and think, one day, that could be me. But it won't. That's the whole trick. They don't mind showing you the prize because they know the claw is never going to drop it into your lap. The machine won't allow it. You're not supposed to win. You're supposed to keep playing. And when you finally start to notice the game is rigged, they've got a backup plan. Blame yourself. That's the kicker. They convince you that the reason you didn't win is because you didn't try hard enough. You didn't hustle. You didn't grind. It's not the machine, it's you. You weren't smart enough, strong enough, disciplined enough. They sell you self-help books, seminars, motivational speeches, all promising to teach you how to beat the system. But you can't beat the system. It's designed to beat you. You can't outsmart a machine that was programmed to take your quarters and give you nothing in return. But instead of blaming the system, you blame yourself. That's how deep the rigging goes. The whole thing is theater, a puppet show. They wave the dream around like a prize in a glass box, and people clap and cheer and beg for a chance to play. Meanwhile, the machine keeps eating quarters, the owners keep getting richer, and the players keep getting poorer. And the worst part, most people don't even realize they're being conned. They just keep playing generation after generation, never questioning why nobody ever seems to win. That's the American dream, a rigged claw machine that never pays out. You ever notice how everything in this country gets a free pass just because somebody slaps the word American on it? Doesn't matter how crappy it is, how broken it is, how useless it is. If it's American, people will swallow it with a big dumb grin. They'll accept less. They'll pay more. They'll put up with abuse. And they'll defend it to the death, all because somebody wrapped it in a flag and told them it's patriotic. That's not pride, that's hypnosis. That's marketing mixed with brainwashing. And it works. Oh boy, does it work. You could hand people a frozen hamburger that tastes like cardboard, but if you call it the Al, American burger, they'll eat it, smile, and say, this is freedom on a bun. You could sell them a car that breaks down every 10 miles, but if you tell them it's American made, they'll buy it and brag about it, even while they're pushing it to the mechanic. It's not about quality, it's about branding. America doesn't sell reality, it sells labels. People don't want the steak, they want the sizzle. And as long as you put stars and stripes on the box, they'll eat the goddamn box. This is the only country where people will wave the flag while they're getting screwed. Their healthcare sucks, their wages suck, their schools are falling apart. And they still chant, USA, USA, like cheerleaders at a football game. They're broke, sick, and exhausted, but damn it, they're American, and that makes it all okay. That's the illusion. Convince people that their suffering is noble, that their misery is patriotic, and you can sell them poverty like it's a luxury brand. It's not exploitation. It's the American way. You could take a crappy product, put American in the name, and suddenly it's holy. American cheese. What the hell is American cheese? It's not even cheese. It's yellow plastic wrapped in more plastic. It's a slice of melted disappointment. But people eat it, love it, defend it, because it's American. You could show them real cheese from France or Italy, and they'll wrinkle their nose and say, no thanks, I like American cheese. That's not taste, that's propaganda. Same thing with jobs. They'll tell you it's not just a job, it's the American work ethic. Yeah, the American work ethic, working 50, 60, 70 hours a week so some billionaire can buy his third yacht. People grind themselves into the ground. They miss their kids' birthdays. They destroy their health, and they call it pride. They say, I'm doing it for my country. No, you're not. You're doing it for Jeff Bezos, and he's not sending you a Christmas card, but slap the word American on the suffering, and suddenly it feels noble. People wear their exhaustion like a medal of honor, like they just won a war. I worked 70 hours this week. Great, what'd you win? High blood pressure and a backie. Congratulations, hero. And the government, oh, they're the best at this trick. They sell wars as defending freedom. Doesn't matter where the war is. Doesn't matter what it's about. Just wrap it in the flag. Call it protecting America. And suddenly people line up to send their kids off to fight. They'll bomb countries they can't find on a map, kill people they'll never meet, and bankrupt their own economy, all because it's patriotic. If you question it, if you ask why, they say you don't support the troops. That's the scam. They confuse obedience with patriotism. You're not supporting the troops. You're supporting the corporations who build the bombs. You're supporting the politicians who cash the checks. But hey, as long as it's American, people swallow it like communion wafers. Even debt becomes patriotic. You drown yourself in credit card bills, student loans, mortgages, and they tell you, that's the American dream. They make you believe debt is freedom. Freedom! Imagine that. Shackled to banks for 30 years, working jobs you hate just to keep up with payments, and they call it liberty. If another country did that to its people, we'd call it slavery. But because it's America, it's just the price of opportunity, and people defend it. They say, that's just how it works here. No, that's not how it works. That's how they made it work. And you bought it wrapped in red, white, and blue. The funniest part is how defensive people get. You tell them the system's rigged, the dream is fake, the whole thing is a scam, and they don't get mad at the people running the scam. They get mad at you. They'll say, if you don't like it, leave. That's the reflex. If you don't worship the illusion, you're un-American. That's how you know it's brainwashing. You could be standing in front of a factory worker making minimum wage, no health care, no pension, one paycheck away from disaster, and he'll still tell you he's proud to be American. Proud of what? Proud of being screwed more efficiently than any other country. Proud of believing a lie so convincing you'd rather defend it than admit you were conned. That's not pride, that's Stockholm Syndrome with a flag. Look at the products, look at the services, look at the way this country treats people. If you strip away the American label, half the crap wouldn't pass in any other country. Healthcare that bankrupts you. Education that buries you in debt. Wages so low you need 2 jobs just to survive. If this was happening in Europe or Canada, Americans would point and laugh. But when it's here, when it's got the Made in America sticker, suddenly it's noble. It's not broken. It's freedom. Freedom. People will live paycheck to paycheck, terrified of getting sick, terrified of losing their job, and they'll still brag about how free they are. Free to starve, free to struggle, free to go broke. That's not freedom. That's a cleverly branded prison. And patriotism itself, oh, that's the biggest illusion of all. Patriotism is just another product. They sell it to you in songs and slogans, in fireworks on the 4th of July. They sell you pride while they pick your pocket. They tell you you're special, you're chosen, you're the best. And people believe it because it feels good. It's candy for the brain. But you know what? Pride doesn't pay the rent. Pride doesn't cover medical bills. Pride doesn't fill the fridge. You can't eat a flag. You can't sleep under freedom. You can't pay your electric bill with patriotism. But people act like you can. They'll say, at least I'm free, while their lights get shut off. That's the illusion. You're not free, you're broke. But you're broke with pride, and that makes it okay. They know exactly how to sell it too. Buy American. What a slogan. They tell you to buy overpriced crap just because it's American. Doesn't matter if it's garbage. Doesn't matter if it falls apart in a week. Buy it because it's patriotic. You don't buy with your brain, you buy with your heart. And your heart's been trained to salute the flag before it even beats. They don't need quality, they don't need fairness, they just need the label. American dream. American values. American way. And you'll eat it, wear it, drive it, and defend it, even if it's killing you. That's the scam. Wrap anything in patriotism and you can sell it. Wrap poverty, debt, war, inequality, exploitation, and people will call it noble. They'll take less, accept less, defend less, and they'll do it proudly because it's American. That's not pride. That's the illusion doing its job. That's the magic trick. You think you're free. You think you're proud. You think you're special, but all you really are is obedient. And the flag isn't a symbol of freedom. It's the price tag on the illusion.